Welcome, everybody, to the Gunzpicks NFL preview show powered by DadBodds Wildcard Edition. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the DadBodds YouTube channel, well, I suggest that you do that now and be prepared for the content that is going to be coming through in 2022. Also, check us out on Twitter at DadBodds and check out me at Gunzpicks on Twitter if you haven't done so already. But enough about the promotion. We're getting to the picks. It's Wildcard round weekend. Playoffs has started. Strap on in, folks. Let's go.
Pick number one.
Pick number one to start us off in this wild card round. I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers +3 going on the road versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now, you know, with the Dallas Cowboys, historically, they have not done well in playoff situations. And I am going to tend to fade that, especially with them being a favorite. But I'm looking at all the statistical elements as well. The 49ers coming off a big win where they were down 17-3 to the LA Rams, and they ended up coming back into that game to win themselves a playoff berth. They have also won 7 out of their last 9 games this regular season with an average plus 100 net yards per game. Now you got to look at the point differential domination that the 49ers have done as well. Plus 4-point differential on the road, plus 7-point differential versus non-divisional opponents, plus 9-point differential in the last 4 weeks. Now, we know Dallas has been good on both the offensive side and the defensive side, being number 1 in DVOA against the pass and number 7 in offensive DVOA on offense, but they have done that with against one of the weakest schedules in the NFL. They are ranked number 30th as far as strength of schedule this year, where the 49ers are ranked 5th with the stats that they've been putting up. Now, if you actually break this down into playoff opponents, Dallas is 3-4 straight up versus playoff teams. 2 of those wins were versus the Philadelphia Eagles. One of those wins was last week, where Philly sat most of their starters, and the other win was versus the Patriots, where they could have easily lost that game, or they had to come back in overtime to win by 6. Also, you got to look at the 49ers in this situation. 4-4 versus playoff teams this season. 3 of those 4 losses were within 7 points or less, and that was against Green Bay, Tennessee, and Arizona. So with all that being said, I think the 49ers actually come in here and dominate the Dallas Cowboys and get the victory, as they are the team that I think is playing a little bit hotter. So with all that being said, got to be going with the 49ers +3 as the play.
Pick number two.
Pick number 2. I'm looking at a total on this one. The Las Vegas Raiders are going on the road versus the Cincinnati Bengals, and I like the under 48.5 in this spot. Now, you have the Las Vegas Raiders coming off with a tremendous victory, putting up 35 points on the San Diego Chargers, winning in overtime by a last-second field goal. Now they have to go on the road, play in cold weather in 28 degrees. By game time, it's supposed to drop as low as 18 based on AccuWeather currently. Now, Derek Carr in cold weather games has not favored well, especially scoring points. He hasn't scored more than 17 points in the last 5 games in cold weather under 30 degrees. Now, these two teams met in Las Vegas in Week 11. The Cincinnati Bengals won 32-13, but the score was a lot closer than that, as the Cincinnati Bengals were up 16-13 with 5 minutes left to go. So take that into account. This was always going under. Now, you got Joe Burrow coming into his first playoff game. He's going to be a little bit rusty. He has sat out last week, and he also had a questionable knee injury in the last play versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 17. So his health is a little bit questionable, even though he will be playing in this game. Also, you got to look at the injury report on other players. Key players like Cincinnati wide receiver T. Higgins, who was listed as probable with an injury. He's banged up. The Las Vegas wide receiver Hunter Renfrow, he's going to be playing, but he's banged up. And also we have a rib injury with key running back for the Las Vegas Raiders in Jacobs. Now you got to look at the offensive line for Cincinnati. While they have had an electric offense all year, their offensive line has not favored well. They are ranked 30th in the league, giving up 55 sacks this season. That is a 9.1 sack rate. Not very good, even though they're going against a middle-of-the-road pass rush of the Las Vegas Raiders. Also, you got to look at the trend. Cincinnati is 8-1 to the under in January games. So with all that being said, we have to be going with the under 48.5 as the play.
Pick number 3.
Pick number 3 in Wildcard Weekend. I'm going with, you guessed it, you see it on my hat, the New England Patriots +4 versus the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buffalo Bills have won 4 straight and have won handily, but you have to look at the opponents that they have faced. They have faced the Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, and the New York Jets in that run, all at home. Only one road game in that spot, which was against the New England Patriots, and that was in a revenge spot from the loss that they took earlier in the season on Monday night. Now you got to look at the Patriots. They have lost 3 out of their last 4 games. They haven't looked well at all, but you have to look at the trend with teams playing on the road as a dog, losing 3 out of the last 4 games. They are 8-2 against the spread in those spots in Wild Card Weekend. Also, you got to look at the situation with the Patriots and the Bills. The home team is 2-7 against the spread in that run. Now, New England will want to establish the run here. That is kind of what they want to do with Buffalo, and also keep the ball out of the hands of Josh Allen. And if you actually look at Buffalo, who is ranked fairly high as far as rush defense, you got to look how they've done versus playoff teams. Versus playoff teams, they have given up 4.7 yards per carry or more versus teams that are currently in the playoffs, including New England. New England, they put up 4.8 yards per carry in the first game and 5.5 yards per carry in the second game. I know that Mac Jones is a first-time quarterback, but they also have Bill Belichick, and they have a lot of veterans on that team that have been into the playoffs. I think they're going to be fine in this spot. Doesn't fare well for Bills Mafia, Buffalo, or Josh Allen in this spot. Josh Allen does not play the Patriots well at home. So with all that being said, I'm going with my Pats +4 as the play.
Bonus play.
Bonus pick time, and I'm going to be using my bonus on a 6-point teaser for everybody, and I'm going with the Tampa Bay Bucks -2, and I'm bringing in the Las Vegas Raiders +11.5 as my 6-point teaser. Now you got to look at the Las Vegas Raiders versus the AFC North. They have favored well. They are 3-1 straight up versus the AFC North, including wins over Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and their only loss, you guessed it, the Cincinnati Bengals by 19. So this is a revenge spot for the Raiders. Now I know Derek Carr has not favored well in the cold, but in the last 5 games for those spots, they kept the number within 7 or less. Now you got to look at the Tampa Bay side on this one. Tom Brady coming in, defending the crown, defending his Super Bowl in a spot versus arguably the weakest team in the wild card round. Going against the Eagles, who rested last week, are going to come out a little bit rusty, and they're going to want to run the ball versus a Tampa Bay defense that wants you to run because they are great at stopping the run. That is going to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball, which he doesn't want to do. Granted, Tampa's pass defense has not done well this season, but Jalen Hurts doesn't strike me as a huge passing threat. Now you got Tom Brady in that offense clicking it on cylinders. They are number 1 in DVOA and number 1 in passing in the league. They are going to be throwing the ball all over the place versus this Eagles defense, but the 8.5 kind of scares me. The Philly Eagles did backdoor them earlier this season, and I don't want that to happen again, but I will tease it down to -2 because I think Tampa will win outright. So that is the teaser, the bonus pick. Tampa Bay -2, Las Vegas Raiders +11.5 to 6.2 team teaser. That's going to do it for the wild card round picks for the Guns Picks NFL preview show. Like I said before, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell for notifications of all content that's coming from the DadBodds YouTube channel. Also, follow me on Twitter at Gunzpicks if you don't already. All I gotta wrap this up with is good luck, everybody. Let's win some cash. Let's get to the window. And as always, let's keep dancing.